Chip Carter, the former president's son, said, "My father was a hero, not only to me, but to everyone who believes in peace, human rights, and unselfish love." And I guess, Jeff, I bring that quote up because for President Carter, there's almost two major chapters in his legacy. Of course, his time in office, but of course, the enormous amount of what he was able to do after he left office. I mean, what do you see as most significant, or at least what first comes to mind when you think of former President Jimmy Carter?
I think, Omar, there's no question if you just look at his 4 years in office versus his some 43 years in his post-presidency. Of course, he had so much more time afterward with few political constraints to do so much. But when you look at his actual work in the White House, never mind his improbable rise to become governor of Georgia and then to win the Iowa caucuses, really becoming the first person to put them on the map, and then winning the Democratic nomination and the presidency, he accomplished a lot in his time. And of course, inflation was the ultimate anchor and weight that kept him to being a one-term president. But so many of his legacies are still quite present. From being an environmentalist, an early conservationist. I mean, when you look at the lands that he protected in Alaska, that endures to this day. Of course, the Middle East work that he did, that has not endured. But when you sort of look at how he created the Department of Energy, he created the Department of Education, he appointed Ruth Bader Ginsburg to the federal bench and began the process of diversifying the courts. Up until he became president, only 8 women were on the federal bench. In his time alone, in just 4 years, he nominated and appointed 40 women to the federal bench. So that was something that really began a major change that has a long legacy to this